What's up, everybody? Macho Wrestling 101's Brett Mix here for another Raw review for the Monday Night Wars. This is week 90. I archive my reviews so you don't have to follow along with me. You can just, whenever you watch the Monday Night Wars, you can find them on my channel. They're nicely put and archived. If you're liking these so far, hit like and subscribe. And other than that, let's get right to it. Ratings were for this week's Raw a 2.5. For Nitro, 3.4. WCW wins for the 53rd week in a row this week. Nitro run by a total of 0.9 viewers. So now after this week's loss, the total scoreboard is 17 wins for the WWF, 71 losses, 2 draws all time through the 90 weeks. So 71 losses in 90 weeks. That doesn't look too good. It went live on Monday night on the USA Network in the USA and TSN in Canada, because for this week we're in Canada. We're at the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, July the 7th, 1997. This took place the night after Canadian Stampede in your house, which took place 2 hours south in Calgary, 2 hours south of Edmonton in Calgary the night before. Here in Canada, the Hart Foundation are babyfaces, while some of the American favorites like Austin are booed. But Austin was so over at the time that he even still got a mixed reaction. We first see clips of Canadian Stampede, which is a tremendous in-your-house event, one of the better ones. Vince McMahon, Jerry the King Lawler, and Jim Ross are all on commentary. We open up with a thorn-in-your-eye video package and pyro. McMahon opens up Raw nicely with Bret Hart, who was in an Oilers jersey, and Vince interviews the Hitman in Edmonton. Bret says, "Thank you for letting me still be your hero." He says he's more pro-Canadian than he is anti-American. Canada, we still have health care. We don't kill each other on every street corner. He says at SummerSlam, when he faces Taker, he'll be a champion for a 5th time, and if he loses, he'll never wrestle on American soil again. So a huge stipulation for the Hitman. He then says, "I want to introduce my brother Owen, the Intercontinental Champion, who's also wearing an Oilers jersey." Bret says Owen will destroy Austin at SummerSlam. They then introduce the Bulldog, the European Champion, who is also wearing an Oilers jersey. Bret says he will annihilate Shamrock at SummerSlam. Bret then gets them to play the Canadian National Anthem, and it goes through about over half of the anthem until Austin attacks with a chair against all the Hart Foundation members while the Canadian National Anthem is going on. Vince McMahon had to apologize on commentary. Sorry about this. The Great Sasuke versus Taka Michinoku is the first match. This is a rematch from the night they had before. They're trying to get the light heavyweight division more over due to the cruiserweight division's success in WCW. Brian Christopher comes to the ring for commentary during the action. Taka looks to ground the Great Sasuke, who's also called that. Not just Suzuki, he's also Sasuke. Depends where you ask. The Great Sasuke has a half grab on Taka. The Great Sasuke kicks Taka to the outside. Taka jumped off the ropes with a spinning heel kick. Taka with high risk offense. The Great Sasuke hit with a belly to belly, and then elevated Taka to the floor. The corkscrew plancha follows him to the floor. The Great Sasuke had Taka laid out, and Vince McMahon was on commentary going, "What a maneuver!" Sasuke wins in the end with 5:46 with a full Nelson into a bridge. The match was pretty good. I gave it 2 stars and 3/4. Not quite as good as their match the night before, but still pretty good. Crush with 8-ball and chains and skull took on Savio Vega, 2 former Nation members. He had Jesus Castillo, Jose Estrada, and Miguel Perez in his corner. Crush had 8-ball chains and skull. Beginning of the DOA battle leading the Los Boricuas, who would also meet at SummerSlam. They really booked the SummerSlam card really well right away too. They didn't waste any time. They build Savio as the better technical wrestler, but Crush better brawling skill. He's got the size and he's got the brawling skill. Every time someone left the ring, the other person, it was like a John Lumberjack match, attacked from each stable. In the end, they fought to a double count at 2:42, and both men brawled, gave it half a star. We go to Paul Bearer, who talks about Taker being a murderer again, and his Kane is so disfigured you wouldn't recognize him, and the hate is what kept Kane alive for all these years. This is all great booking, long-term storytelling with Kane and Undertaker, just like the Hollywood Hogan Sting booking was great at the same time. Prolonging it, making it long-term booking. Something that's lost. It's a lost art nowadays in some parts. The Hart Foundation took on the Nation. So Owen and Bulldog take on Farouk and D'Lo Brown. In the finals of the tag team tournament, the winners face Austin and a partner of his choice for the tag titles next week on Raw. The Bulldog and Owen, this would be a heel versus heel team match, but thankfully they're in Canada, so they're the faces, are the Bulldog and Owen. So the WWF knew what they were doing with them being baby faces in Canada. Pillman grabs a sign that says "The Nation of Master." You get it. Austin cuts a promo backstage saying he doesn't give a damn about who wins or who his partner is. McMahon says, cut him off. His language is unbelievable. Back in the ring, some good tag team double teaming in this match. Hart Foundation wins at 650 due to a countout when they were distracted. He gave it 2 stars and a quarter as the Hart Foundation are the tournament winners. After the match, Mankind came out with an Austin 316 shirt, and he used to have a sign that said, "Pick me, Steve." He's still campaigning to be Austin's partner. Stone Cold, in an interview for the upcoming match with Triple H, told McMahon to shut up at the end. So more interviews with Austin. Then Austin is taking on Triple H, the battle of the 2 last King of the Ring winners with China. Hunter Hearst Helmsley and Austin worked a fine technical match, but Mankind interfered and then distracted Triple H. He turned around into a Stone Cold Stunner. 9:26 was the time. Austin beat Helmsley 2 stars and a quarter. Afterwards, Mankind goes for a hug to Austin. Austin hugged back, but then stunned him and took the mic and said, "DTA, you stupid piece of trash. Don't trust anybody." Brian Christopher versus Eric Shelley. Eric Shelley's billed as being from all Canada, says the ring announcer, Sonny. King agreed to a match with Putski, his dad, Ivan Putski, the Polish powerhouse, and his son, Brian Christopher, for next week in a father-son tag match in San Antonio, Texas. Christopher wins the match with a guillotine leg drop. I gave it a star. After the match, a combined piledriver by the King and Christopher to this man that we call this Canadian sensation, Eric Shelley, who I don't recognize the name of. Austin was interviewed then in the ring by McMahon again about his partner next week. Austin says he doesn't give a damn, but as far as Owen Hart goes at SummerSlam, he'll kiss his ass if he can't kick it, and that's the bottom line. The main event was Bret Hart versus Goldust. 2 technical wrestlers going at it on TV in a main event. They put together a good match. The DOA come to the ring, but so does the Hart Foundation outside the ring. Austin and the LOD and Shamrock all come down to watch the finish of this match. Bret Hart was the winner at 10:26 after an inside cradle. It was nice to see a match that ends with a clean finish and the hometown hero win. They actually had a dark match after this event. It was the LOD and Austin versus Bret, Owen, and Bulldog, it said, on the site that I get the results from when I post them into my note, copy and paste them into my notes. I gave the main event a 3 stars, right? A 3-star rating. Again, this Raw in the 90 weeks of the Monday Night War has a record of 17 wins, 71 losses, and 2 draws. And again, they've lost 53 weeks in a row. This overall quality rating of Raw, I give 7 out of 10. This show was good in the sense that it really began the Canada-USA rivalry for the WWF that it would feature up until Survivor Series, basically, because while Bret was taking shots at America in early June, late June, he was being a pest to the United States of America, and he was still pimping out Canada. Pimping out, just a technical term, or not a technical term. He was still making everything pro-Canadian, and he says he's not so much anti-American as that he's just really pro-Canadian, and that's how he got his color, the pink color. It's, we mix a little bit of white with a little bit of red, you get pink. That's what he said in his Hall of Fame speech for being proud Canadian. That's why he must wear pink. But Bret, basically my point is that the Canada-America rivalry started so much with this episode, even though they had prior episodes to mentioning patriotism. The night after Canadian Stampede and then this back-to-backs, they really felt like heroes. And Bret really never wanted to go heel either. He always wanted to, so he said, "Thank you for still letting me be your hero." That was kind of a worked shoot he did in the ring with McMahon there. He got to say that to McMahon too. What Bret wanted was that 20-year deal, and he wanted to be a babyface. Instead, they screwed him on the deal, then screwed him financially and business-like, and then screwed him in his own country where he was this hero, as we all know. We don't need to recycle that. But, yeah, if you're Bret, it's understandable. That's not even to begin to mention Shawn Michaels being a dick. Austin attacking the Hart Foundation with chairs and being on 4 different segments helped the show overall. I give the rating, as I said, a 7 out of 10 for this week's episode. If you're enjoying the Monday Night Wars, the Nitro reviews, the Raw reviews, please hit like and subscribe. I'm doing much, much more, and the events get a lot better here in the Attitude Era as we're just revving up right now. We're only in June of 1997. Well, July of 1997 now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. I'm Brett Mix. I'm out.